StiltzkinKupo84 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. We are in Alexandria. We're in control of Vivi. And we have some Hippaul racing to do. So I went and checked all by the chapel, and there were no more items over there to find. So we're good there. Again, I missed my chance at the cool Rama and Shiva cards. Don't like running. He's level 5. We have to talk to the mom to initiate the race. By the way, we have my youngest daughter running shotgun here, and she is just enthralled and enamored with this race. This is like Mario Kart 8 for her. This is like F-Zero. This is the most intense thing she has seen. My son's in better shape too. Here, take this. A wired card. Awesome. We got a wired card. Oh, he plays too many card games. I thought it was video games that she was talking about. Well, that's the way I internalized it, because I'm playing a video game. So, I guess at this point in the relative history, they're in the Middle Ages, it would be card games. It wouldn't really be video games, because they don't have electricity. So, we're going to go ahead and win these easy races. I'm going to win by a huge lead, because Hippaul is slow and has stubby little legs. But eventually you'll see that Hippaul stops being so easy to win against. And we will be winning by ever thinner and closer leads. Oh, she's already in better shape, so we get a carrion worm card. Which is cool. So the other thing that happens is that my fingers get more tired as these races go on, which also allows Hippaul to gain distance on us. So that will improve Hippaul's performance against us indirectly. Go. Alright, Vivi wins again. Let's start. If you guys, I don't know if you can hear, my daughter is cheering me in the background with every little and grunt that she can muster. It'll be cute if that actually is loud enough to make it on the video. We're gonna keep leveling this little Hippaul boy up. I assume he's a level maybe 10 runner now? We're still beating him off the gate and getting a much better start. And if I remember correctly, I don't think he ever really does start well. Like, I think as he gets a higher runner level... Ooh, 24 already. I think I'm getting better now. Okay. I believe we always get a good start, because we're always lighter than Hippaul. But I think he gains the ability to catch up to us as he gets better. So it's kind of like the Toad and Bowser scenario in Mario Kart. You know, Bowser starts off really slow and gets up to top speed, and Toad just kind of easily accelerates. So we're gonna keep racing him. You can get a bunch of cool cards this way. You can get a ribbon card, you can get a Genji card, you can get a Tiger Racket card. Yeah, there's a lot of cool cards you can get from this. For right now, we're just getting Carrion Worm cards, though, and what was the other one we just got? I forget. Oh, Wired. We got a Wired card. That was what it was. Yeah, this little girl with the balloon standing at the end seems to have nothing to do with the rest of her day. To the same point, this Hippo lady seems to have nothing to do with the rest of her day than to terrorize and humiliate her son and make a black mage run against him. Over and over and over again. So, don't be this parent. It's cool still when you're an NPC in a video game, you can still do this kind of stuff, but in real life society, it doesn't really work. Good job. Well, you were giving out cards like crazy in the beginning. Where's my card? To what extent do we have to keep racing your son to get more cards here, woman? Ah, so here's the one where he's in better shape. We get a Tantarian card. Now that's going to be a first really useful card. Tantarian, let's see, where is that? Oh, that's Rama. Oh, you know what? I think... How do we get a Rama card? You know what? I think it was Ifrit and Shiva that we would have gotten from... let's see. From that falling box in the steeple. Okay, so Tantarian has been better when I got him in the past. Like, he has been 4M3 something. I don't remember ever getting a Tantarian this low before. So it is random, and this Tantarian is not even really as good as this Ochu that we have here. I've known Tantarian card to be high in magic attack. The 2 is just not doing it for me, though. If I was trying to run the RNG and get a perfect game here, I probably would reset and get that Tantarian card all over again, because that's not the highest potential I've seen out of that card. That's really depressing. But this run through here is not all about getting the best cards, as cards in this game don't really affect anything the way that cards in Final Fantasy VIII affect the game tremendously by giving you a chance to synthesize for different items. I'm always going to be bitter that they didn't do that with Final Fantasy IX. If they do a sequel or a prequel or a remake to this game, I would love to see them incorporate some kind of a card mod ability. Even if it's just through talking to an NPC, even if it's not an ability that your character has in their skill set, I would still want to be able to mod my cards in this game to get tangible in-game rewards for playing the game. Because I technically I like this game in Final Fantasy IX, this card game, better than the card game in Final Fantasy VIII. It doesn't have obnoxious rules that you have to get used to, and they get spread around like a virus to other cities. There's none of that. Tetramaster, I feel, is way better than Triple Triad. And I just wish that playing the game a lot would give you a mechanical benefit. Every time she says good job and then turns around, I feel like it's a disingenuous good job. Like, she's only really happy when she's giving out prizes to me, is what, you know, the script in my head wants to say. And look at Hippaul, he's starting to catch up to us at the end of the race now. So he's starting to get, what is his level now? He's getting pretty decent. Level 35? Yeah, I think you are getting better, and I don't like it. Keep being terrible there, boy, so we can beat you in these races and get these cards. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, you can see he's slowly getting better at closing that gap at the end there. He's still lagging way behind at the startup. Either that, or it's just my fingers are biologically starting to break down from all this alternating. Who knows? I'm starting to get so slow and suck so bad that my daughter over here is starting to cry. Sort of like everyone in this city does to our poor Lions when our Detroit Lions play. They get mad and they cry when the Lions lose and start doing worse. So, oh well. Yes, I'm coming to you from Detroit. If I hadn't said that before, it's a new piece of information. Playing Final Fantasy IX in the Motor City. We're all kinds of counterculture over here. That's okay, we'll be playing more industrial Final Fantasy games on this channel in the future. Probably not this playlist. I'll probably start a different playlist when I go to play like Final Fantasy VII in the future. Some of those more industrial type games, like geez, if I ever get around to playing Final Fantasy 13 again. Ah, we got another card. We got an Armstrong card. Awesome. So I don't remember this card being super advantageous anytime that I've gotten it. 3M23, I mean, this is the power level that I would have expected out of the Tantarian card that we got, and unfortunately both the Tantarian and the Armstrong that we received from the Hippo lady have both had terrible arrows. Arrow configurations. The Tantarian only had 2 arrows and the Armstrong only had 1. That's just atrocious. Yeah, I've previously won versions of those cards that I would actually use in a card duel, but I probably wouldn't actually use either of these cards in a card duel. With the arrows that I'm getting and with the stats that I'm getting on them. These are some of the trashier versions of these cards that I've gotten from the Hippo lady. So I'm pretty sure a good portion of this hour-long video is going to be the racing for Hippaul's mother's cards. Well, they're probably from Hippaul's stash. I feel like she's making Hippaul race us and then giving away his cards to us, which is like double unfair to the son. I feel bad for even taking these cards, but I don't feel bad enough to stop from doing it. So we're gonna keep taking this Hippaul's cards from his mother. Yeah. Vivi may look all sweet and innocent, but when we're controlling him, he's a little bit greedy. He's a little bit greedy. And ooh, we stopped and we missed our step, and Hippaul almost caught up to us, and that was the first time we got really threatened there to lose a race. So it's heating up. I mean, we're getting down to it now. But we're gonna spend the better part of this video winning Hippaul's cards, and it has yet to be seen if I can do it fast enough to where we'll get any more gameplay after winning this trophy here. I don't know if this mini game can be beaten in under an hour or not, or if it takes more than an hour to beat. I don't think I've ever timed it out. And I think if I ever was paying attention, it was during a time when there was no such thing as trophies, because it was a PlayStation 1 game that I was playing on my PlayStation 2. And for the first couple times that I beat Final Fantasy IX, at least, the Xbox 360 hadn't been out yet. And neither the PS3, so there were really no such things as achievements or trophies back in the day. And I wouldn't have really had any motivation to look at the time it took for me to get something done, aside from just being able to brag to my friends at school. And, you know, being that there was no video proof on any of those things anyway, I probably would have lied about how long it took me to get this stuff anyway. So, the first few times that I tried this race, if I beat it to completion, I definitely was taking my sweet time. I was, you know, getting up from my chair and making some, maybe bagel pizza bites or something, and maybe taking drinks of water, going to the bathroom, just doing stuff to break it up, chop it up a little bit. And now, for the sake of video, I am both feet in. Or both fingers in, as it happens, because I'm using my index for the square and my middle for the circle. And we're alternating. And we got a ribbon card, alright. So this card should be really good. I mean, I've never ever had a ribbon card that was not good. Yeah, so 0M9B, that's awesome. When you get letters instead of numbers, that's 9 is the highest number you can get. There is no 10, so when you get to A, that's your 10 value. B is 11. So we have a 9 and an 11 for defense over there. But the 0 is a 0 attack value. So unfortunately, this is a card that defends well but doesn't attack very well. For a long time, I thought that was good enough, so I didn't really aspire to beat this whole thing all the way. So I think for my first playthrough, I stopped after I got the ribbon card, and I don't really think I cared to get the rest of the Hippaul thing done before I went further in the story. And unfortunately, this Hippaul thing only happens at this point in the story. So if you don't get it here, if you don't finish it, you never will. And that's not the case with the jump rope minigame that we found at the beginning of the game. You can still do that jump rope minigame later in Alexandria. I just don't know how much later it was, because I assumed that you could do it here on this visit to Alexandria. But that's possibly not the case. I think it'll be our next visit to Alexandria where we get to do the jump rope minigame again. So we won't be getting 3 trophies here on this video. We'll only be getting probably the Hippaul the Hippaul Racing Athlete Queen trophy here. And then we may dedicate the better part of the next video to getting the Benero, Zenero, Genero gambling, the Nero Brothers trophy. Because I think this is the only point in the game to get that trophy too. Unless, of course, I'm wrong and they haven't opened up their gambling shop yet, in which case the next time we return to Alexandria would be the time to get the gambling trophy from those 3. So I guess, you know, we'll ride it out. We'll see what we can actually get done, because I was wrong about the jump rope girls earlier. I don't know if you guys can hear the clacking of my controller when I'm pushing these square and circle buttons alternately, but it's like a freight train to my ear. I'm really giving this controller a pounding. Kind of beating the heck out of it here. And for all of the playthroughs that I went through on the PlayStation 1 version, I had some PS2 controllers. I think maybe 1 or 2 of those went bad, and I blame this minigame primarily. I also had a PlayStation 1 controller that still worked on the PS2 because it was backwards compatible, and it was an aftermarket turbo controller, and I believe that controller also went bad from this minigame here. I think you can still play with it, but I think it sticks, so I think it sticks in such a way as where you can set the turbo, and the turbo will work for this game, but then you can't stop pressing the button. If you stop playing this minigame and you start playing the story mode and you turn the turbo off, it will stick and it will turbo the button just from manually sticking down in the down position. So it's a turbo controller that can't be not turbo. So this minigame here has claimed some lives of some controllers in the past, and my son's in better shape too. Here, take this, a Nova Dragon card. Now we might be working with something with high attack power. This might be, yes, this is our first 10 attack power. AP, it's a physical damage, and we have 5 and 6 for defense. Now, if only we had super awesome arrows, this would be great. These are mediocre to probably not very good arrows, but at least we have super awesome attack values. So yeah, so we got a good defense card now, we got a good attack card. We've had some pretty good special cards in the Lindblom Castle card. Well, I guess that's it. So Tantarian was really a letdown. That was supposed to be a higher attack card for us. But our Nova Dragon looks like the first real good attack value that we've gotten out of cards so far this game. I think that if we had gotten the Ifrit and Shiva cards from Hippaul's stash, they would have been very good attack values and pretty mediocre defense values too. So we'd have near around 5 cards that were useful for something, either defense or attack. Of course, if we were paying any attention to the card game in this playthrough and playing with our cards in this playthrough, we would be leveling them up and increasing their stats and getting better. Now, I just barely eked out a win at that point in time. I faltered for like one step, and Hippaul almost won because of that. But like I was getting ready to say, Final Fantasy IX Tetramaster card game is superior in that way, where if you play with your cards, you can increase the stat values. Triple Triad, you never increase the stat values of the cards. Those were constant, so playing more didn't really make your cards that much better. It's counterintuitive then when you have a card game system that allows you to increase your card's performance, that it doesn't lead to anything like an item later on. I think without trying to put my foot in my mouth, I think the development of Final Fantasy IX may have been rushed in the latter days just to get a product out on schedule. I think the first 2 discs were incredibly immaculately designed. I don't think that a lot of rushing probably happened there, but there's signs that the disc 3 maybe got a little bit of rushed, and maybe some of the side quest things like the Tetramaster card game maybe got rushed. Maybe there was a vision at one point to have had items come out of it. Who knows? But every game that is ever released by a gaming company is simply released. They never say that it's finished. The games that get released are simply the ones that had to go. Their time was up, you know? Somebody needed to make some money off of that game, and it was workable enough to be enjoyable. And in my opinion, Final Fantasy IX is far more enjoyable. It's one of the most enjoyable in the series, so I am happy with the amount of work that they were able to get done in their schedule. And in a perfect world, there would be no schedules. It would be a perfect game in the designer's eyes from the second that it's released. But you know, we're on a schedule. All mortal people will die one day, and we all have to have food in our mouths, and we all have to make that money. So the designers do the best that they have with the time that they're given, and I believe Final Fantasy IX is a great display of what they can do with that time. If I ever sound critical of the game, it's just because I loved it so much as it is that I could imagine it being even a little bit better. Genji card. We got a Genji card out of her. Let's see what this Genji card will do. Oh, let's see. It must be one of these sword cards. Okay, so it's another defensive card. It's not even... these aren't even good stats. Like, I've seen Genji be a lot better than this. I've seen like some 8s, 7, 8s, 9s. We're not getting very good RNG on these cards, guys. We got a couple of pretty good, almost awesome cards, and then... well, we're not gonna play the game of RNG manipulation to get better cards, especially when the cards will do nothing for us mechanically. So we're just in this for the trophy. You know? We're just gonna win the trophy, that's all. It's been a long time since I've checked Hippaul's level as a runner. I'm thinking I'm gonna do that before the next race here. 72 now, okay. Let's run together again, he says. So I think at 99, I think is his max level, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 100, but I'm not sure. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there, and this is where the races get close, and Hippaul starts gaining on us. These are all going to be tight victories from here on out. And my fingers, my hand is even tired, more tired than it's been the whole time, so... Oh, see? Hippaul got the start on us on that one. So I wasn't even out in front real fast. And I'm surprised I kept my lead. Because it wasn't till step 2 that I was out in front of Hippaul. I can't afford to make that mistake again. Gotta get the jump on him every single time. Get that early lead. Because his creep game is dangerous. You know, Hippaul would make a great, probably, football player. Because it's always the great football players that, oh, he won. He beat us for the first time. I knew that was going to happen. And then she just totally brags in our faces and doesn't give us a card for it. I mean, we made your son better. There's the proof, so... and she's still going to say he needs more exercise. Shouldn't we get the remainder of the cards once her son can beat us? Like, if that's what she truly wants? But oh well. I think it's, like I was saying with Hippaul being a football player, I think it's the football players that don't look fast, who are fast, who end up being the best football players out there. Size and speed. I mean, that's the mechanical formula from momentum right there. We gotta make sure we use our light fleeted feet and our light frame, black mage frame. I mean, let's face it, Vivi has no shoulders. He's just not a soldier type of a guy, so we gotta make sure we run like a rabbit. Oh man, these races are getting really tough now. Oh, I really want to get that last card. I really want to get this trophy. I'm going to take a few extra seconds here because if I press X right now, she's going to start the countdown. I'm stretching my wrist. Alright, let's do this. On your mark. Go. Come on, Vivi. Alright. Powered out another one. What level is Hippaul now? He's level 79. I thought he'd be in the 80s by now. This is going to be torture. We have like 20 more levels to go on this little kid, man. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Well, at least I got all the way to level 70 something before I even broke a sweat. This is just from me having a healthy expectation of the difficulty of this race. I'm at... Ooh, I received the Athlete Queen. Oh, okay, so he doesn't go to level 99. Awesome! I received the Athlete Queen. My son plays too many card games, he needs to exercise. Now, wait a minute. The Athlete Queen... can we still get more cards? Maybe we get the trophy before we get all the cards that we can possibly get. Let's see if we get more cards. I think I've seen I've seen Hippaul at level 99 before. So I'm just trying to see how far we can actually go. We're still winning. He's level 81. And she's still allowing us to race him. We're gonna beat him again and see if his level raises to level 82. And it's possible that you get the key item before you get the total amount of cards that his mother will give out. If that's possible, I gotta wonder if that's... Yeah, he's level 82 now. So I'm kind of wondering, I'm trying to rack my brain for the memory of all this. I think the PS1 version is more stingy with that Athlete Queen key item. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have to get him to like level 99 or 100 before you'll get the Athlete Queen in the PS1 version. I could be wrong, though. Let's see if we can get more cards. Vivi's still winning. Do I have some notes on this in the back, possibly? I've written down... Okay, Hippaul, 80. The Athlete Queen is somewhere around 80 wins. It doesn't say about more cards. I never wrote down the the thresholds at which you win more cards. So I only wrote the Athlete Queen down. I guess we're on a level. We're on a mission to level 100. We're gonna push Hippaul to racing level 100 if we can. Oh, Hippaul wins, man. So if that's even possible, we'll do it. We're at 84. We got 16 more levels to go. I sort of wish that maybe somebody at the help desk could do a Google search to see. Oh, Hippaul got off to a good start. I don't think we're going to win this one now because I was running my mouth, not paying attention. Yep. Hippaul's going to win there. Oh, man. Sort of need to see what all the cards we can get, because I don't want to have wasted all my time doing this game if there's no more cards left. Man, my hands are breaking down. I'm not winning these these races anymore. At this point, I'm gonna have to give it a bit of a rest, and I'm probably gonna have to do some research here. I'm going to do a Google search for Hippaul racing cards, I guess. Well, while that loads, I can get another race in. Because even as the research is happening, the show must go on. And Vivi wins, yes. So we're we're definitely letting the oxygen get through my veins a little bit cleaner now before we start each match. Ugh. These poor tendons in my wrist, man. At least it's not as bad as the old days with like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, with that left thumb on the directional pad. Man, that can tear up your thumb real bad, man. It's the main reason why I liked Tekken more than Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat was all those down to diagonal to forward and down to diagonal back moves. And then of course they got really crazy in Street Fighter with the full 360 moves. I mean, who can even do that without a joystick? I mean, crying out loud. But yeah. That's all the cards that you get. So the highest card was what, the Genji? Oh, so there's no more cards after this? Okay, you guys, so Help Desk has confirmed there are no more cards. There are no more cards after this, and after level 80. So we're, I guess we're doing this purely for fun. I could have sworn I've seen Hippaul at level 99 before. This is probably a remnant of back in the days, the age when we didn't have any online stuff to look at. Now that's actually false, because Final Fantasy IX came out in 2001 and we had internet back then. But the thing is, it was only just beginning to be used mainstream. Like people still were very much in the mode of thinking that the internet was just for sending emails over that Nickelodeon Nick News show on Nickelodeon, you know. And so like I may have had access to internet, but I may not have used it because it was dial-up modems at the time, and I might not have wanted to sit there and wait for the dial-up to log in and all that. So I know for a fact I have seen Hippaul at level 99 before. And I don't think we're gonna get there today. I don't think we're gonna do it. We could push the wire. You know what? I want to get to level 90 at least, just to say that I did it for you guys. I want to win one more time. Let's do this. Let's push Hippaul to level 90. With no hope of reward, just for the heck of it, just to brag and say we did it. Like back in the old days, man. Oh, wow. This is becoming terribly hard. I'm going to have to stretch my wrist out a little bit. I'm going to have to really wiggle it in the air. Take a drink of my pop. I'm sorry, you guys may have heard the side of the glass crash against the mic piece. That was my fault. These are all the tactics that veteran gamers know to utilize to get a better race, and we did it. Ah, yes. Yes. Level 90. And you know what? Experiment yourself, guys. Just go ahead and experiment with yourself. I'm leaving this mystery open to you as a gift. All of my viewers, whoever will be, see if you can push Hippaul to 99. And I can't guarantee it, but you might be able to push him to level 100. Take that as a gift, a challenge, a fun challenge for you guys. So in this case, not showing you the truth is better than showing you the truth. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have fun racing Hippaul to level 100, guys. It may or may not be possible. At least have fun racing to level 99 with Hippaul. Because I am done with this. Okay, let's see. I was talking about the gambling, right? We're gonna see if we know the Benero and Zenero guys are there. I'm not sure if they've opened up their gambling shop yet. That may wait till the next time we're in Alexandria. That's right, we may have wanted to buy some items here. Twist headband's gonna be really good. Not even just for, I'm not even sure what abilities it'll give us, but I do know that Twist headband is good for stat growth. It's one of those headbands that gives like a +1 to strength every time we level up. And I know that'll be good for us to have. Okay, so I think at this time they're just happy to have found each other and be reunited. I don't think they're gambling yet. So that'll be the next story event in Alexandria. So what we have to do is, the only thing left is to advance the story forward. And I'm not sure if that's going to lead to one of these big long scenes that we can't get away from for another 15-20 minutes. Final Fantasy IX is sort of notorious for that. So it may be possible that I'm going to end the video right here. We'll catch up with Marcus and Blank on the next video, and yeah, I have a nagging suspicion that this little girl, by the way, you can just push your way through this little girl. She can't block you. You can just be a bully. Now, we found her money in a stash under the bed over here earlier in the game, and I believe it was like something like 5 gil or 2 gil or something really low like that. And I'm not sure if I'm getting this memory confused with Final Fantasy VII or not, because I think there's more money if you wait until later in the game. Like, you can rob her of more gil if you just wait. Sounds evil to talk about, but I know that that was the case in Final Fantasy VII. There was a little boy's bedroom that you could go into, and you could open the top drawer, and then you could open the bottom drawer, and then you could find a drawer that was hidden in between, and his life savings was in there, and it was like, again, something like 5 gil or 2 gil or something. And if you just left it there, later on there would be something cooler in that spot that you could get. And I'm not sure if Final Fantasy IX did that again as a throwback, or if that's just my memory messing with me. Thinking about, you know, maybe that's something that they could have done, because Final Fantasy is full of throwbacks like that, and that is sort of a Final Fantasy trope that I feel like they would have done. So go ahead and explore that on your playthrough as well. So there's all kinds of things that I can't technically show you. And I challenge you to find the truth for yourself. Go ahead and refuse to get the cards on your first way through here, and then you'll get a Shiva card and I think an Ifrit card with it. They'll be super powerful. You can go ahead and race Hippaul to level 99 and maybe 100 and maybe higher, I don't know. And then maybe, if you don't get the little girl's money, you can get more of it at this point in the game. So, with all those mysteries left open, I'm going to leave you guys. This has been StiltzkinKupo84 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe. Make my daughter's channel the most popular ever, and let's make her the next video gaming prodigy. See you on the next video, guys.